Hello and welcome back to Sam's Kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you how to make fried chicken. This is a different sort of fried chicken. We cook it first and then fry it. It's a family recipe, an awesome recipe loved by everybody. We've been eating ever since we came into conscience, and my mother used to cook it all the time for us. And it's like awesome. It's a hit, instant hit. So now what have we got there for the ingredients? I've got 200 grams of yogurt here, curd yogurt, and I've got 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. I just poured it in here. And for the spices, I've got 2 tablespoons of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garam masala. If you do not have garam masala, you can use the curry powder, 1.5 or 1 teaspoon of curry powder. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of cumin powder. If you're using curry powder, you can omit garam masala and cumin powder and use 1 or 1.5 tablespoon of curry powder. I've got 2 tablespoons of salt here. I've got half a tablespoon of black pepper, few whole cloves, and half a tablespoon of food color. This edible food color is gonna add a drizzling red color to your recipe. I've got 50 grams of vinegar over here. You can use lime juice or lemon juice, at least 2 tablespoons. I've got 3 tablespoons of oil over here, and I got 1 whole cut chicken. So initially we need a large pan. We are going to pour everything into the pan. The yogurt first, of course, and then the spices. They all go in at once. Okay, and you better give it a nice mix first, so that we mix up the spices in here. So okay, see the bright red color. If you got nice colored paprika, you don't have to add the color. My paprika is neither so strong in color nor in sharpness, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to pour the vinegar in it, 50 grams of vinegar, and I'm going to put chicken pieces in it before I give it a nice little stir, so the vinegar gets mixed up with the spices over here. Okay, so I'm going to put the chicken pieces in here, one by one. Just push it in. Wash your hands. Get a little dirty over here. Use your hands. The color is going to color your hands, but it's worth it. Unless you use your hand, you don't get the taste in the food. See, the taste doesn't lie in the spices or the recipe, it lies in your hands. And it's all about love, the way you cook it, and what sort of mood you have while cooking. It all pours into the food. You cook it with the hands, so you've given it a nice mix over here. Okay, now I'm gonna pour this leftover oil here. Okay, and give it a nice little mix first. Okay. Okay, so we're done over here. Now what we're going to do is we are going to cook it so that all the water, and most of the water actually, and the spices and the liquids get evaporated, reduced, and then we will deep fry it. This is a very different recipe, trust me. It's an awesome hit and everybody loves it. They just keep asking for the recipe every time. You must be tired of eating French fry, southern fried chicken, or KFC, or many other versions of chicken. Try this one. This is an instant hit. You're gonna love it. You can either fry it, or if you're a calorie conscious or Weight Watcher, you can grill it or barbecue it on the coal on charcoal. It's equally fun. And okay, so I'm gonna light up my gas, put it on heat, and I'm gonna cook it for some time. Okay, so I'll show you. And you can see It has, the moment you marinate it, you don't keep it for marination for not even 5 minutes, because the yogurt, the vinegar, the salt inside will start tenderizing the cooked chicken, and once if you cook it, it will like not worth frying. So you immediately put it in fire, give it a stir, and cook it. You got oil in it, you got all the spices in it, they'll get amalgamated with the chicken flesh inside and give up all the flavor. And when you fry it, this is going to be one different chicken you would have never eaten in your life. So let's go for it. I'm gonna cook it a little for some time unless the juices get reduced, and when we're done with the cooking, we will fry it. Okay, so we're gonna come back to that. Okay, so here we are. We have got our chicken cooking up. All the water has almost been reduced. Just 2 more minutes and the water will almost vanish, thicken up, and that thickened water will actually be the roll up spice matter which we will be frying along with the chicken. So make sure when you make this chicken, you do not marinate it for long, and you do not poke it with the spoons and stir it so usually, because it will break. It's got to be tender. I'm using a broiler over here, so it's very tender. So make sure that you don't stir it so much. So all we need is to burn the water, reduce the water, and let the chicken absorb all the color and the spices, which you can usually do by shaking the bottom, stirring in the bottom. That's it, so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. Or if you're using a non-stick pan, a big non-stick wok for it, that will work better. So that's it. You can see as none of our chicken pieces have broken, they're completely intact. So we are on the verge of reducing all the waters, and the oil has all shown up on the bottom, and what you see in the bottom is very thick masala. So we're almost done with the masala over here. We'll put up the gas, let it rest for 5 minutes, so that at least it absorbs all the spices and masala and it cools down before you send it for frying or barbecue. I'll suggest you can even dust it with the corn flour or white flour before frying, so that the spices and all those masalas get intact inside, they do not leave to the pan. And when you fry this, your pan should be blistering hot. So let's let it sit for at least 5-10 minutes to cool down a bit, so that I can handle it while putting it in the pan. You should not burn the hands. That's it. And 5 minutes, 10 minutes is the time. Let it set down and absorb the leftover, because while it's cooking, the chemical reaction is still on. So I'll give it some time for the reaction to complete and get the spices absorbed by the chicken. So 10 minutes and we'll come back for frying. Okay, so here's our chicken frying. As I told you, the oil should be blistering hot, very hot, and you just pour in these. You got 12 pieces for this much big pan. You pour around 5 to 6 pieces in time. Don't stuff the chicken inside in, otherwise it will get drink up all the oil. It becomes oily, and plus it will not be so crispy. So few pieces at a time, and you don't know how to fry them for quite a long time. Just as soon as the outer area gets crisp, turn it around and make it a little colored, cooked, and then take it out. Because it's already cooked, we have cooked it on the stove, so we don't have to really cook it for a long time. This is absolutely the right consistency to take it out, right time. See, all done at all places. This is the time you take it out on a plate. So you can eat your chicken with rice. You just eat your chicken like that, with coleslaw or garlic sauce or mayonnaise or whatever sauce you want, or you can eat with bread or whatever sauce you have. You should try this chicken once in a while, and people are gonna love it. This is a different recipe. you would have never tried, and you're definitely gonna love it. So I'm gonna fry this chicken, and I'm gonna take it on in a serving bowl, and I'll show you how it looks like in the final stage when it's done. Okay, so this is how it looks like when it's completely fried. I didn't deep fry it for a long time. You just have to fry it in blistering hot oil, and the flavors will just be intact inside. Take them out 2-3 minutes, not more than that, because it's already cooked. We're just giving it a fine fried coating there. So as I told you, you can eat it with whatever size you want. I'm gonna eat it with the parathas. Now that's an Indian bread. You probably have my recipe in my videos. That's great. So I hope you try this recipe and you'll definitely like it. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and subscribe to my videos as there are lots of other recipes coming in. So thank you once again. We'll meet up again.